Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, starring Carol Locatell, John Shepard, Marco St. John, Melanie Kinnaman, Shavar Ross, Richard Young, Vernon Washington, Juliet Cummins, Dominic Brescia, forgive me if I said that wrong, and Tiffany Helm, and directed by Danny Steinman. Now, before I get into this movie, I have seen this before, like all the other Friday the 13th movies. And what do I think of this version? Well, let's get into it. The movie opens with someone in a yellow trench coat who happens to be Tommy from the last movie, visiting Jason Voorhees' grave as he witnesses two men digging up the grave and sees Jason's dead and body, and he awakens the killing two men and rises from the dead, which is such a stupid scene, as the audience, like myself, predicted it was a dream, and it pissed me off. And here comes another bad time with the series, with a personally boring killer and boring characters who I don't give a shit about unless they're dead. Tommy arrives in a garden prison called, let me see if I'm saying this right, Pine Harris, led by Pam Roberts, who's the director of the garden prison, and the boss, Matthew Leonard, who's in charge of it. And after they talk to Tommy and they let him go to his room on his own, and the problem with that is, what is he running away from? What if he runs away, or hell, cuts himself because of his knife he puts underneath the bed? And his roommate Reggie says he doesn't get scared until Tommy puts on a mask and scares the shit out of him. And Tommy shows the masks he made to Reggie and the sheriff's department, as well as a threatening mother and her son Junior, to the other prisoners and the workers to not come on their property again after catching a couple of prisoners having sex. Joey makes himself look like an ass until he gets killed by Vic. And my problem is, it didn't feel like a Jason kill with an axe compared to a machete. And this is a setup didn't quite work for me, and I don't care for any of the characters, as well as they will die later on, and the death is the greaser punk asses was not satisfying to begin with Jason's kills. The sheriff wonders what's happening in the people in town. Meanwhile, at a diner, Jason kills a horny man who does drugs and waitress that could be a hooker for all I know. And that scene is ridiculous because she takes the drugs and she puts the cat that scared the crap out of her outside the closed up diner, which will that be a coyote food? And how? And I hate to say that because I love cats. I have a cat of my own. The next day, the sheriff finds out Jason is alive and well, and the couple that got in troubles earlier in the film go in the woods and have sex again. Go figure. While someone is watching, and the guy who watches gets killed, and so does the girl getting naked while being alone, and the guy comes back and to see and her sees her lying dead, and he gets killed. And I'm very glad they died because they were causing trouble in the first place. Matthew and Pam invite Tommy to join Pam and Reggie, and he joins to visit Reggie's brother, and Tommy sees Jason is near and present, and Junior shows up and gets a beat down by Tommy, and he runs off as Pam and Reggie go after him, and Reggie's brother goes to the bathroom to take a dump. And the brother's girlfriend shakes the porta potty, and she gets killed, and the brother gets killed both by Jason, which did feel pretty funny. Then Pam goes to find everybody, like Tommy and Matthew, who goes missing for some reason, why is this happening? I don't know. Then Junior gets killed, and so does the obnoxious mother. Was cheer-worthy in my opinion, because they were both obnoxious. Pam's car breaks down while trying to find everybody, and Jake, who's left in charge with another girl, watch a horror movie in black and white, and Jake asks her out on a date, and she laughs at him, which feels horrible because they've known each other for 8 months and wants to talk to V, but doesn't, and he dies right out of the blue. And I was glad because he got on my nerves. The girl goes to sleep and finds Jake's body, and she's killed, which felt very typical for a Friday the 13th movie. V gets killed while listening to music and not paying attention, which did make me laugh because she was another character that got on my nerves. And from her first scene on, Reggie sees dead bodies in Tommy's room and finds Pam, and she flips out on the dead bodies, and Jason busts through the door, and they run around the forest, and Reggie screams like a girl as he sees Jason, and they run back into the woods. And I lost my shit as we see Matthew's death off screen, and she goes back to the house and has a body thrown through the window, which was hilarious. But after that, I just wanted the damn thing to please, and because almost everyone please end, and because almost everyone is dead except for Pam and Reggie and Tommy. And where is Tommy at this point? It's driving me crazy, but this movie is already bad enough as it is. Jason follows Pam and Reggie in a barn and then makes some noise, and Pam comes out with the chainsaw, and I thought, oh shit, Pam has been in on us, meaning craziness. And Tommy returns to confront Jason finally, and Tommy gets cut, and he cuts Jason back with his own knife, goes up the stairs, and so does Jason, but doesn't quite kill Tommy yet, and sees Reggie and Pam attack Reggie, jumps to kill Jason and is unsuccessful. And Tommy wakes up and cuts Jason's head off with his own machete. And can the movie end at this point? I'm afraid the movie ends with Pam and Reggie in a hospital talking with the sheriff, and Tommy is safe in the hospital, and he sees Jason as his imagination, or in his imagination. And Pam goes in his room, and Tommy kills her, which the climax sucks ass. Because what kind of an ending is that, honestly? Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 1.8 out of 10. This has got to be the most ridiculous chapter of Jason coming back alive, and I don't care for these characters, nor do I like them, and I don't care if they die. And what kind of a stupid ending is that? What makes this the rating I'm giving it today? So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with Friday the 13th Part 6. And until next time,